Friends, it is my favorite time of year again. Not just summer, not a barbecue party, but the annual Bob Boniface Car Garden Party. Now hopefully the rain stays away. I'm starting to see like a little like blue in the sky, which is always good news. So now it's time for us to go to the backyard. And this year, I would like to point out, we have more cars. We have our first ever motorcycle. And those of you who've been watching the show for a while, you've gotten to know many friends of the show, old friends of the show. Many of them are here tonight. So let's go downstairs, check out some cars, and bullshit with some car guys. Apparently there were some changes while I'm gone, new cars. But let's go and meet the owner, shall we? Let's do it. Mr. Bob Boniface. We'll get around Mr. Bob Boniface here. You've classed up the joint here. Not just alphas.
You didn't class it up.
Oh, I classed it.
We had to balance it out.
Okay, because now you have Greeks here.
Welcome to Cars in My Yard, part 3.
Drei.
Part 2 for you.
Deux. So what do we got here?
Lister Bell, Lancia Stratos.
This is stunning. And this is the owner.
The owner, Garrick Zach. In the builder, too.
Garrick? Oh, and the builder.
The builder too, yes.
Wow, this is unusual for you. So we have classic cars, but we also have a builder this time. So how long have you had this thing?
3 years, but not done.
Not done. So you just bought literally bolts and put it together.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you just finished it today?
Yeah, we got it ready for today to bring it to the show.
Look, man,
I have that effect on people.
You have pole in this place.
You know.
Okay.
I do my best.
Okay, Garrick, nice job. Very excited about that. I'm noticing you have Saabs this year.
Saabs, yes. It's
very big of you to open up the Swedish cars.
Well, my nephews have Saabs, and so I let them park the car in the yard. But I mean, Saab's a great brand. I mean,
very historic.
And you know me, alphas are orphans here. Or they always were. These are orphans here. So
orphans are welcome. Is that it?
I love the unloved.
Well, actually, speaking of love, we're going to meet the senior Boniface this year.
Ah, yes.
We have a huge surprise. Ray Boniface he's going to come on camera when we get to his car.
Yeah.
So we're going to go over here, and these, you know what? I don't think we should spend a lot of time on these.
No, we've seen these on
because
camera.
we drove this together. If you guys haven't seen this episode, we did a whole episode just on this one car, and then we did a garage tour with all these.
This one here, give this some props. I've had this for 28 years.
Yeah.
28 years this fall.
Wow.
So all my cars, if I can get rid of them all, this is the one I would keep.
You would get rid of the Lancia over that?
I would.
Oh my God. It's like a child, actually.
Yeah, it is.
You have children younger than this car.
I do. All my children are younger.
That's true. Okay, so this is not your Alpha.
Yeah,
we covered this one last year.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's go. We covered the Bitter CD. We have extra special guest this year. Do you know I brought a special? Actually, my date. You want to see my beautiful date?
This isn't Winkles, is it?
No, I got a better date this year. Where's my date? Let's meet my date. Okay.
As long as it's not Dick Winkles.
Yeah. Well, Dick Winkles is late. He hasn't turned up yet.
No, he's here.
Did he get here?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't even seen him yet. We're going to get to him and give him crap. Mr. Kinney.
Mr. MotoMan.
Welcome, sir.
So
it was such a success last year. Mr. Kinney wanted to come. And he's going to evaluate every car on the lawn today.
No, actually, I'm doing people today. I'm not doing cars.
Okay. So tell us about the Bitter. What do you know about a Bitter?
Danke.
Bitte.
Bitte.
Danke.
Danke.
Schön.
It's a Opel-based car.
Yeah.
Eric Bitter, designer and person who put the whole project together.
Yeah.
Spent a long time in the classic car world not being appreciated.
Yeah.
Now all you have to do is look at it to see how beautiful the design it is.
It is a stunning car. I didn't know this existed until last year.
Yeah, they're fantastic cars. Bruce Winterston from Greenwich
I was
Concours
telling him last year.
One,
had two. He and his wife had.
Both had them, and they would take it to the concours. And every time, he would walk me over and say, "You got to be excited about this car." And I did get excited. And,
okay, so what are these worth now?
Still relatively low, like sub 25,000, but a really good one can bring more.
Okay,
Well, this is owned by Dick Rusin, who was design director at Opel in the early 70s and again
so
in the
when this car was birthed.
So he knows the whole history of this car, who designed it. And,
once again, he is lost this year.
No, he's here.
He's here. He won't come up on camera. We'll get him later. Okay, Dave's going to come back on camera for a very special car later. One that he found and he personally loves. Okay, we're going to make our way over here. This is not the Winkles GTO.
Not the Winkles GTO.
But what GTO is it?
His is a 70, isn't it?
His is a 70. Now, we did an episode on Winkles, the whole car, so you guys can see that car. Anyway, go on this one.
69 GTO, of course, beautiful car owned by Jeff Dennison. Jeff works at General Motors, huge Pontiac enthusiast. He's the guy who brought the 70 Trans Am last year, the blue one that was
that was a beautiful car.
Yeah. So that was his car. So
he's really into blue Pontiacs.
Well, I don't know about the blue Pontiacs, but actually, oh my God,
it's his second blue Pontiac.
He's got a 64 Pontiac that's
Blue?
also blue. You're right. I'm gonna have to
There's something
talk to
going
him.
on. We're going to have to have words with him. We're going to get him out here and talk to him.
Well, my dad's a psychiatrist. Maybe he can talk to him.
Yeah. Okay. And do you know?
Beautiful car.
So there's another Trans Am that's here. We'll get to it later.
Yes.
A red one though.
That's a 74
Not
Super.
It's not a Super Dude.
Well, it's a 455.
It's a 455.
It doesn't say SD.
We're going to have to get Winkles over here and beat him up because he doesn't have one anymore.
Verify.
Now, what is this doing here?
You know whose car this is?
I know exactly whose car this is, and we need to tell the audience because they know whose car this is.
For those of you who watched Cars in My Yard 2 last year, you may remember John Albert, the bald gentleman with the Italian bikes and the Jeep pickup. This is his Saturn Astra.
So this is now a Jeep pickup.
Yes, Jeep.
So we're calling this, what is it, the Comanche he had last year?
The Comanche, yeah.
Okay, so this is the Saturn Comanche.
These are very cool. You know, it was an Opel Astra.
Yeah, I think this was a cool
And it's a
car.
great car. Actually, my son has one too, same color. He doesn't have the 18-inch wheels. He's got the 17. Great chassis.
Dynamically, great car.
Yeah, dynamic.
Yeah.
They're not real fast. Chassis is great, brakes are great,
Yeah.
a lot of room, and I think it's just a really handsome profile.
Yeah, they did a nice job with this.
Yeah, it's great.
Now we're going to walk past this one because this is Mark Trossel's car. Mark Trossel's car, wherever Mark Trossel is. I don't know where Mark Trossel is. You guys know Mark Trossel many years ago. He's been on the show many, many times. He runs SRT Design, and he was responsible for the current Viper, or the last Viper, if you really think about it. Yes, well, we love Mark Trossel. Great guy, and a great car guy, as a matter of fact. He's got his own hot rod, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. And one of his dad, Mark Trossel Sr.,
in
builds a
design,
replica 32 Fords.
But wasn't his dad a designer?
He was. His dad was a designer at Ford. His dad gave me my first job as a design intern at ASC, Old American Sunroof.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, so Mark Trossel Sr. gave me my first design job.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's I didn't know that part of the story. Yeah, Mark Trossel's a great guy.
Something new about me every day.
He's like the proverbial onion. Actually, I learned a lot from his dad. We're going to get more of that later. Okay, so let's press on here. We got another Challenger, but this is like a standard shaker.
Jeff Gale's car, who's standing right here.
Jeff Gale, any relation to
there.
Tom?
Some relation, if a father is a relation.
How you doing?
Oh, we've met before,
Yeah,
sir. Yes.
good to see you.
Good to see you again, sir. Awesome. Yes, I like your car there, and look, he brings gifts.
No beer on camera.
Yeah, no beer on camera,
We don't
but
do that.
he brought gifts. You know, you can't come empty-handed to the Boniface house. I brought a cameraman, or I thought I did.
And you notice we're organizing the cars into little subcategories.
Oh, so this is
Challenger
real
category.
organization here.
You have the GT6 category over there.
Okay.
You've got the European mid-50s Roadster.
So we'll get to that. So I think we need to press on to something interesting here. Now this wasn't here last year and is super interesting.
Well, we try to rotate the stock every year. in case you
I'm
haven't been paying
impressed,
attention.
yeah.
So this year,
It is Italian though, isn't it?
it isn't. Oh, of course it's Italian. It's a Moretti,
Yeah.
1970 Michelotti-bodied Moretti. Now
Isn't that
Morettis
Fiat
were
running gear?
Fiat-powered cars, and I know very little about the car, but the owner of the car, John Christoph.
John
John
Christoph.
Christoph, why don't
John
you come in
Christoph,
and tell
join
us
us.
a little about your car.
John,
John,
welcome.
MotoMan.
Very cool rig you got here.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about it.
1970 Moretti Sportiva,
Yeah.
Series 2. So the Series 1 car had a flat nose, almost like a Corvair.
Yeah.
Series 2, they went with a slope nose.
So
Made
what
about 50 of
platform
them.
is that on? Is it on like a Spider platform? What is it?
Based on a Fiat 850 platform.
Oh wow, some really small car.
Yeah, rear engine.
Yeah, the
Rear
proportions
engine,
are interesting
water-cooled.
with this car.
It's like a baby Dino in some
Yeah.
ways.
So now where would one get one of these when they bought one?
Interesting.
How would you buy a Michelotti or
I
whatever?
found this car in Switzerland. It
Yeah.
had raced in Switzerland when it was new, so it has period race history.
Wow.
And was laid up for 20 years or
Now
so.
what would this race against, a car like this?
Back then, it would have raced against other Fiats.
Yeah.
And like.
So Abarths, that kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
exactly.
Okay. Any Abarth bits in this one?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
So it seems like it had a real jet-setty lifestyle earlier in its career.
Yeah.
Now it's in my backyard,
I see it. I
surrounded by White Castle burgers.
can
and
see
beer.
that. Oh, but this year we have pork.
Poor
we have
Moretti.
pork.
Poor Moretti. We're
and
sorry.
we have macaroni and cheese this year.
do.
We've
You
upped the ante.
berated me
was
on
very
camera
good.
last year.
I did because you had to have Tom bail you out with crappy pizza.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. You're not invited next
Okay,
year.
now are you a design guy?
No.
You're not a design
No,
guy.
I just
Okay,
know
we're gonna
Bob
say
through
goodbye
the-
then. Okay, if he's not a design
That's what
guy,
I'm hearing, I'm not
let's go on here. Oh, what do we got? Bob, what's this? And who is that?
Oh, that guy's.
That man does not own this car. You do not own this car. This man is no longer invited to this party. And why is he not invited?
Because every time he thinks it's going to rain,
Yeah.
he chickens out. He
What?
folds like a lawn chair.
Come here, Mr. Winkles.
I don't feel
Dick
any
Winkles
rain.
is back. Okay, Dick Winkles. Tell us what you drove here in. Don't step on my shoe. I wore red shoes for you.
I drove in a 1958 Lancia rally cross car.
He can't even pronounce Lancia.
Did I get it wrong? Lancia?
He drove here in a 1998 Dodge Durango.
No, 2008. It's
Okay.
the nicest 2008
Nicest
Dodge Durango.
Durango. Yes,
in
it is.
existence.
It is.
It's parked on the street.
Yeah, but look,
It's actually parked
there's
at Cigarette.
blue in the sky. Okay,
You
Phil,
know,
look at the sky.
it was
It's
raining in my
beautiful.
house. It was raining in my house.
And your house is 2 miles from
No,
here.
it's like 4 miles.
You
but
are
it was
Didn't you see
raining
we
in
had
my
the
house.
Pope parked out front.
I
Yeah.
saw the Pope there.
Okay,
yeah.
because you didn't bring a car, you don't get to hang out with this one. Because you, A, don't bring cars 2 years in a row, and B, you sold this car.
Oh, you sold
Goodbye.
this to Bob.
No, this isn't the same.
This is, no, and this ain't a Super Duty, is it?
No.
What is
It's a
this?
nice car, though.
We call these Y code plain Jane cars.
We, as in,
Us Pontiac Trans Am snobs.
he's a transit.
I
You
used to be
sold
a Trans
them.
Am snob.
You're a Viper guy
No,
now.
well, yeah, I'm just a snob now.
Yes, he is a snob now. He's got a very fancy
A
garage.
snob with
You see
a-
this, right?
Neurosis about rain.
He does.
Yeah.
Whenever, look at everybody else brought cars.
Yeah, I know.
I brought a car.
And I'm impressed too.
Why,
You
thank
brought
you.
it. What do you mean you brought it?
I brought a car. We're gonna get to it. I'm gonna show everybody my car. It was such a good entry. Someone copied me, even down to the color. Okay, we're pressing on. Now this wasn't here last year.
No, it wasn't.
This is special.
66 Tornado.
I love these.
Turquoise on turquoise.
Now this isn't. I looked at this before we started the camera. This is in beautiful shape.
It's in beautiful
Is it ever been restored?
I think it's largely a survivor. I don't think it's original paint, but I mean it's not.
Oh.
You know, it's a driver, but it's a really high quality driver.
Now the guy I saw come in this thing, Bob Hall.
Jim Hall.
No, Bob Hall.
He's Bob Hall is Jim Hall, or Jim Hall is
twin
Bob
brother.
Hall's twin brother, identical twin. Bob Hall worked for Mazda, worked on the Miata.
So he's credited as like one of the fathers of the Miata.
He was. Jim, obviously, I think you know, was an automotive analyst.
Yes.
He's now with GM.
I didn't know
And-
that.
And actually, he's got a funny story. When he was a little boy,
Yeah.
his parents took him to Monaco in '65 and '66, and he
Yeah.
saw the filming of the movie Grand Prix.
Are you serious?
Well, now he drives a Tornado.
And now just a Tornado. Yeah, and his brother invented like the most lightweight sports car in the world. Other than
Kind of
that,
an
he
interesting-
drives a Tornado.
My life means nothing.
Okay, let's walk around this thing. Come on. This is beautiful. Now, think about this. If I were to explain to you a car effectively the length of like a 59 Eldorado,
Yeah.
but green on green, you would tell me I'm nuts.
But it works.
It totally works.
Well, you know what? You look at the crease lines on
Yeah.
this car. It has all this precise detailing and these large, simple surfaces. I
know.
Who would think that a car this big could be so elegant, so sporty?
Oldsmobile was on top of it.
Oh yeah, they were
Like
on top of the game.
66, 67,
Yeah.
442.
Oh yeah,
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Okay, now let's jump a couple of years.
Couple of years.
Couple of years.
And jump
Now-
to a different brand.
And now this car is not only special because of what it is, but who owns this car?
And look, you're wearing matching shirts.
Oh, we are? Yeah, so you got the memo.
Good to see you, MotoMan.
Dave
How are
Leone
you?
is back.
David, welcome.
Robert,
He didn't
thanks to
join
see you.
last year, so we got like, well, you got a new job now, but sort of like the bookends of Cadillac right now.
That's right.
So this is the first time we're showing everybody your personal car.
Okay.
Now this has an interesting story because you were the engineer, but you didn't get one of these new.
No, I didn't actually. I worked on this from concept all the way through production.
Yeah.
Got to work with Tom Peters as well as our.
Oh,
chief
Tom did the design
Tom
on
was
this?
the designer that brought this one to production.
didn't know
with
that.
Me. No, we spent many hours in the wind tunnel. We were just talking about that, laying on our backs and
Yeah.
scraping clay and getting this to its drag.
Wait a minute. So the
coefficient.
engineer is scraping clay with the designer.
Yeah, we were a partner in this one. We were partners.
Wait, did you and Travis do that with the CT6?
No, that doesn't happen.
No
anymore.
scraping clay anymore. So this was a different
It
time.
was, but no, I bought this one when it was about 3 years old.
So okay, and you went out of state to get this.
I did. I bought this in Pennsylvania when I had the Corvette team, and we were down at Corvettes at
Yeah.
Carlisle. And I happened to kind of hear about it on the way and started negotiating and brought it back. And
Yeah.
have had it ever since. And
This
it's,
is
it's
beautiful.
in nice shape.
It's in beautiful shape.
Yeah, it is.
Well, how many miles are on her?
It just turned 40.
Oh, so it's just like nothing.
It's a baby.
It is
It's
a baby. Okay.
It's a baby, and it runs really sweet.
This is awesome.
It looks as good inside and out.
Do you ever
as
get
the-
track time with this? Do you take it on your own,
No,
like
no,
no
not
development
this one.
cycle?
I do that with somebody else's, not with mine.
Smart man. Anything else you want to show us about the car?
No, it's all
beautiful.
stock. It's completely stock.
Yeah.
And
Now you are not, when you turned up, or actually no, when one of these turned up tonight, I'm like, oh look, it's Dave.
Yeah.
And either you got a hell of a haircut or it wasn't Dave. Someone else got one of these.
Yes. There's another gentleman here.
Yeah, there he is over there.
2009.
Okay, but he's in HR at General Motors.
He's now in manufacturing.
Oh, manufacturing. You
Yeah.
guys are everywhere with these.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he's HR manufacturing.
Okay.
Yes.
So we got all sorts of groups. Was he there with the clay on this
No.
thing as well?
No.
Okay.
He bought one just because he fell in love with it.
Okay. Well, thank you, sir. Always good
Thank
seeing
you.
you.
Good to see
nice
you,
to see a
too.
little more relaxed, no suit this
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Now, speaking of the clay, Tom Peters, Carolyn Peters. So the man was the engineer on this car. The other man pulling the clay off of the. I didn't know you worked on this.
Yeah.
We only sat together for 3 hours at the Peterson Automotive Museum, and you never told me this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you know why? Because I was telling Brian and Dave that that was one of the few times I almost got fired.
Why did you get fired?
Well, because that car right there was trying to grab a tiger by the tail.
Yeah.
Because Kip Lasenko's design team did the Evoque concept car,
Yeah.
and because it was Corvette based decidedly, they said, Tom, translate that into production. And
Good luck, they said.
Well,
with it.
no.
Yeah.
I just didn't even think about it because we had the Corvette going on at the same time.
Yeah.
The C6, and I thought, no problem. I'll just translate the concept car, and we'll work together, and it'll be easy because the theme is so powerful. It'll be just working with Dave and his team together to try to get all the criteria and all that, and things that you have to do to get it on the street. Interior theme was good. Man, I had no idea the train that I stepped in front of.
Look at Dave Leone off camera laughing. He's trying to hold back the laughter.
But I tell you, I think the car came out fantastic. The team pulled together.
Yeah.
We understood the importance of it. But it was every bit, if not more emotional than the Corvette at the time.
More emotional.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you guys need to go back and see our development film you and I did on Corvette. If it's more emotional than that, we're gonna have to go back and maybe do another documentary.
It was a different kind of intense emotion.
Okay. Now I want you to meet two people before he goes. Sir, come here. Okay, so Dave Leone, I thought Dave Leone came in tonight, and this is the other man with the XLRV.
Yeah, how are you?
What's your
My
name,
wife,
sir?
Ofori Egboka. My
Ofori.
wife, Frida. Come on, Frida.
And Frida. So this is like a huge GM crowd here.
Yeah.
Hello, my dear.
Hi,
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
So this is the other, and Dave, come here. We got to get the whole Cadillac XLRV team in here.
Yeah.
There we
Okay.
go. That's right.
Okay, so this is the picture-perfect XLRV team.
I'm not the XLRV team.
Oh, look, you're honorary. How about that?
Honorary,
Okay, now all of you beat it. We want to talk to Carolyn now.
There you go.
We want to talk to the real boss. Now,
Yeah, that's right.
most viewers know who you are, and I don't know if you're aware of this.
No.
You were actually at the Peterson when we did the event, but they know about you from the story of when you guys both went to Texas Instruments after design school, and how your family fed him through design school.
Right.
But they also know you and your daughter from the event last year. We
Okay.
filmed
They know you
your
by your
cars.
car.
Oh, okay.
So now, what we want to do now
renegade.
is we want you to tell us about your car, not Tom.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, I got one more thing.
Okay.
Tell them what you do for a living.
I worked for I did work for General Motors for about 8 years.
Yeah.
And then I started my own freelance company. But now I work as a professor down at College for Creative Studies, teaching transportation design, mostly interior design.
His alma mater.
Interior. Yep.
His alma mater.
Yep.
Okay, so now this is what professors at design schools drive.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's-
tell us about your car.
Well, so about 4 years ago, my husband went and did a Corvette event at the Corvettes on Mystic Lake in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And apparently they took him into one of the casinos and he won some money. Like,
Oh, he didn't tell me this part of the story. I love this story.
he used $20 and made like $500.
Wow.
So, but this, because everybody always wants to know the story, like, why the car? Why this car? And I really had no idea what was going on. So we were buying a car from our youngest daughter, who's now 19. She was 16 at the time. And we were buying a car for my son because his Grand Am had died. So we're buying 2 cars, and we were going to win the award for winning the, buying the most cars in a month. And he said on the way home, he stopped at another car place that I didn't know about. And when I came home, he hands me $500 in cash and says, I want you to go up to this place and take a look at a car. He says, just talk to this guy named Dave and tell him that you're there to look at the car. I'm like, okay, I have no idea what I'm going to look at. So I go up there, I've got $500 in my pocket. It's the week before the Dream Cruise. And he says, oh, you're Carolyn. Okay, come on over here. And he has this car here, just rolled in from South Carolina.
Oof.
And
did it look like this one?
Not quite.
Yeah.
Not quite, because it had a 383 engine in it. And this
That's
is the 446
not a
pack.
383 anymore.
That's not a 383.
Yeah.
So, of course, I've never driven a car this big in about 20 years because I used to drive Suburbans when all our kids were little, but this is like a big car. And I've been driving the small me car.
As a Suburban.
It's about as long as a Suburban, which I probably was like a Sherman tank at the time for me. So he says, you want to take it for a drive? They roll it out, start it up, off we go down the street. It's just beautiful. And because it's got the red interior, it just basically like grabbed me.
Oh, let's walk around it, Phil. Come on.
Yeah, and so this is one of the cars that Tom.
Oh, it does have a red.
constantly-
Look at this.
Tom used to constantly draw this when we were at Art Center.
Now,
I can't tell you how
when
many.
you were at Art Center, he had a Mustang, didn't he?
He
back
did have a
then?
Mustang. Yeah. Tom was like Bo Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah. He did have the hair.
He had the hair, he had the mustache, he had the whole thing going in the Southern accent. And he used to draw this car all the time.
Yeah.
And it was just sort of like the meshing of the minds, because when I saw it, I just went, oh my gosh. And so I gave the guy the money, and then we took off and went to Monterey for a Stingray exhibit.
In this?
Not in this. I told him, I said, just keep it. We don't even need it for the Dream Cruise. I picked it up the week after the Dream Cruise, and then drove it around for the rest of the summer. And then we started working on it because it needed a lot of love. It needed a lot of love.
Yeah.
There were a lot of little things wrong with it.
Is this the first time you guys did your car together?
Yes.
Because I know you did his car.
I actually, when we took the 383 out and started the 440 project, I did the whole entire thing with the engine builder. So torqued the heads, did all of it, dynoed it.
Okay, can I just stop here?
I mean, I showed the dyno.
This
512.
This is a woman, man. This is
I did it all.
only the guy that is
I have
that
everything.
runs design for the Corvette and Camaro has Carolyn Peters as a wife. Love this.
It was so much fun.
Now
I
we
mean,
understand why your daughter has the cool car she does.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
She's
And
at a wedding. That's
you
why
guys
she's not
need to
here.
see that episode last year if you don't know the car we're talking about.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much,
You're
Carolyn.
very welcome.
This
it's
was
a lot
awesome.
of fun, and it's a ball to drive,
I could see that.
and it's fast.
Okay. Thank you, Carolyn. That was
very welcome.
awesome. I really enjoy this car. So I got to go to design school if professors do that kind of stuff.
It's fun.
Carolyn is awesome.
He's a lucky man.
He's beyond lucky. I need a woman like that. This is why I'm not married.
We all need a woman like
We do. Okay. What the hell is this doing here?
Crazy bout of Mercury.
And look who's next to it.
I found my home.
Okay, so
72.
what the hell is this?
Mercury. Brome. I mean, it's got
And
everything.
it's butterscotch.
It's no.
It is your
it's-
color.
It's honey gold, man. This is honey gold.
This is, let me tell you.
I mean,
If I want to be a pimp, this is my car.
No. If you want to be a cop on a 70s TV show, this is
That's
what you
true.
want. This
Well,
is,
I am
you
Greek. I
get
just
it.
need to do my hair like you.
Yeah, you need.
Yeah.
Thanks. You need to get out of the 4-door and into the 2-door. A 20-foot-long 2-door car.
Oh my God! You got to tell these guys a story. So we were yesterday at the RM auction. We did the Facebook Live,
Right.
And we showed him that LTD.
An LTD, a 4-door LTD,
Yeah.
which is less desirable than a
Yes.
2-door.
First, tell them what that car went for.
17,000 American dollars.
And it was 10,000 estimate, right?
Yeah.
Then there was a Renault Alpine next to it. V6 turbo,
Right.
1990, a proper sports car. How much did that go for?
$8,800.
Oh my God. Okay, goodbye. Let's go. 8,800 bucks. Can you believe that? Okay, can I just educate you here? Look at
We
this.
talked about 911s last
No,
year.
but
I
look
love
at
911.
and this year we got 4.
I know.
Now, see, people are starting to learn this is the place to be, so they're bringing proper cars.
Yeah, proper cars. No, it's
And this is the right one.
no. Targa?
Most
It's 86,
people
I
don't
think-
like the
I
Targas.
think this is an 86.
This is an 86. Now, there was a huge shift with these in 86. They changed the clutches out on them. So an 85, not the best. I mean, if you know how to drive, it was a good car. but the clutch made this a more drivable car in these new ones.
Yeah, I'm probably going to own one day.
I know you are. And now that I've met your dad, he will go for it. He's had German cars.
You're wearing me down.
I am.
That's what you're doing.
No, it's your dad wearing you down.
I know. I love 911. I just don't have a lot of history.
And look at this. It's got the cookie cutters. It's got the Fuchs on it. And it's in beautiful. I mean, it's a Survivor, but it's a nice. I mean, Phil, let's walk around this thing. The seats, I don't know if the seats have been I mean, maybe they are original. What is it in miles? It's 134,000 miles with nothing on a Porsche. Nothing on a Porsche. But I've always loved this hoop of the Targa. And that's what I love, and I would love your insight on this because you're a design guy. Retro is good, but not great. It can be overdone, remember the 2002 Thunderbird? That was too much retro.
It was too syrupy.
I like that. I'm gonna steal that from you. But then you look at the new, look what just showed up. Ooh, that's beautiful. The new 911 Targa, the 991 Targa. It's not retro, it just has a sliver of history in it with this.
And this is actually a very functional piece. You know, they call it Targa, Targa Florio. You know, the cars had to have open tops.
Absolutely.
It's so hot. And it's a structural element. It's not styled. It's a engineered piece that happens to look good. You know?
It's like the old Mercedes where they had the cheese grater type lenses over the taillights. That's for purpose.
I still like a standard 911 DLO better.
I'm with you on that, but there's something about the Targas I love. Like if I were buying a 991 now, I'd buy the Targa.
Gumball Rally, the two women driving the black 911 Targa.
Oh yes. So you're telling me I'm driving a girl's car. Is that what you're trying to say? Oh look, people brought art this year.
They brought artwork. Oh cool. Probably for sale. Get your wallet out.
Yeah, I should. So one of these. Now tell people what this car is.
That is a Tipo 33 Stradale designed by Franco Scaglione, who worked for Bertone.
Yeah.
Scaglione designed the Bat Alfa Romeo.
Oh, beautiful, yeah.
The guy was, and the original Lamborghini 350 GTV.
Stunning car.
Yeah.
Now, little history here for you, or recent history. One of those out of a Chicago collection that I'm very good friends with won the Quail with that very car last year.
No kidding.
Yes, they did.
Because they only built a handful of those.
Yeah, I mean it's a beautiful car. And of course, the minute it won Quail, everybody's calling in to buy the car. And I know people that have cars like this, but I never experienced what happens after a car wins a big award. And I honestly thought people were putting me on. But literally, I was there as the guy was getting phone calls like, "I'll give you 2.5 for it."
Isn't it crazy?
Crazy. And it was 1.2 before.
Instant street cred.
Yeah, instant. Okay, speaking of street cred, this is a first this year. What's this?
Pose here.
Whose is this?
This, you remember last year, the Alpha Giulia
TI,
the green one, my brother-in-law?
Beautiful car.
This is his car. My brother-in-law didn't bring the Alpha, he brought a cop car.
So this is an ex-cop car?
Well, actually, it was a test vehicle. It is a police package, and he found it locally for not a lot of money.
So it doesn't have
4,000 miles on it. It was a test
That's
vehicle.
it? Really?
You still have the test pipes on it.
So this is effectively a long G8.
Yes, but this has the high-feature V6. This one doesn't have the V8.
Oh, it is a V6. Okay.
It's a V6, yeah. Long wheelbase. Of course,
I would totally rock this.
The police cars have a longer wheelbase.
Got to put the perps back here.
Put the perps back there.
Yeah. But they also sell this in the Middle East as a consumer car.
As a Caprice.
That's awesome. Okay, so we're coming back here. This is, of course...
Nephew's car, remember?
He was here last year, wasn't
he? He had a blue one, now he's got a red one. I told you,
he loves... Wow.
He can't give it up,
He can't stop. Okay, so then we got, it's close, near and dear to my heart, nice Pontiac GTO. Whose is this?
This is Tony Nacida. He is a program manager at GM.
Yeah.
Just joined our team. Very bright guy. He's got a collection of 6 muscle cars. He's got a couple of Chevelles. I think he has an El Camino, a big block El Camino. Yeah.
Some good stuff.
He's got 2 GTOs.
And this is a Survivor, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Survivor. Great driver.
Let's walk around this. Look at the old school alarm in it.
Oh, yeah, isn't that awesome?
That's so funny. Got to get in there on
the black rims and the red line.
Oh, and look, it's got that's probably an aftermarket 8-track. Yeah, it is aftermarket, but it's still an 8-track.
Yeah.
It's a period 8-track.
I love a driver quality car.
Yeah.
You know,
because they can only
use it like a real car.
Yeah.
And look, I just love the nicks and scratches. It's awesome.
This is, look at
because
this
it's
here.
not deterioration. You know what I mean? It's history.
Or as they say on a fancy car, like the ones over there, patina. Yes. On a GTO,
it's not patina. They're scratches.
It's scratches. And then this is what's his name again?
Ofori.
Ofori. That's so we'd have 2 XLRVs, which is unusual to see even one. And then I found out the story of this car.
230 SL.
Yes.
Yes. The owner's father bought this car back in the 70s. So funny story.
Yeah.
We had the twin to this car when I was a kid.
Yeah.
A light blue 230 SL 67.
So for the avoidance of doubt, your dad had a non-Italian car.
Well, he's had a few Mercedes.
Just want to be very clear about this.
But anyway, so he had one of these that he sold in the mid-70s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I talked to the owner of this car, Tom Wardlow. He said, oh yeah, my dad bought the car back in the mid-70s in Ohio at some guy's barn. I said, is that our old car? But we actually did some research. It's not our old car, but it turned out there were two old guys
so it was
who
so
sold
close.
67 230 SLs in Northeast Ohio.
Okay, I'm going to pivot a little bit from this. We got to stop this car. Look at this. Look at the condition of this. You're leaving us before we got to your car.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, what year is this, Bob?
Is it 86? 85.
85.
After this architecture.
This is a stunning condition.
Yeah, it's less than 26,000.
So this is all original?
All original.
Like, look at how nice the seats are.
The second owner.
Okay, Dave, did you do any work on this?
Worked on that one too.
What did you do? Come here. Okay, we're gonna get Mr. Leone back over here.
Are there any cars here you didn't work on?
Anything before 79.
The Mercedes is the only one I didn't work on. So what did you do for this one?
Back in this time frame, I was a suspension engineer.
So you did the suspension. This
Yeah,
was a big deal.
This has torsion bar front suspension.
Yeah, this thing
It
rides.
does.
It rides like a pillow.
So this was a big deal because this was the
is.
first big front wheel
It
or
is.
big small front wheel drive car.
In 1979 is when we changed this body style over.
Yeah.
And it was when we did the Eldorado in 79 and 80. We did the Bustleback Seville.
Yeah.
I remember that.
It was a kissing cousin to this one. And anyways, beautiful vehicle.
This particular car, believe it or not, they sold over 500,000 of these.
Wow.
500,000. And then
My
when they
aunt was one of
downsized
them
it-
that had one of
When they
these.
downsized in '86,
Yeah.
sales dropped like 60%.
I remember. Terrible car though.
Terrible.
But we had one here last year.
This was built in Linden, New Jersey.
This is
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
In
that.
fact, I have the build sheet for this car.
Yeah.
So
How
this-
many miles on it?
It's 25,694.
Oh my God.
How long have you owned it?
25,000.
I've owned it about 3 years now.
Yeah.
This is incredible condition.
Yeah, it's
Like,
all
this is
original.
brand
I haven't
new.
done anything to it.
Like-
If you're ever interested in trading, let me know.
Yeah, if you're ever interested in trading, let me know.
XLRV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$dollars for the car. Yeah,
Yeah.
No,
Don't call
it's
him,
beautiful.
call me. I want the car instead. I got a soft spot, and I'm going to tell you a story. My aunt, she lived in the Boogie Down Bronx. And as you know, I grew up on Chevys. I grew up on like old Buicks. But my aunt had the fancy cars. She had Cadillacs all her life. But the thing is, when you grow up in Riverdale in the 70s, or you live in, your cars are going to get stolen.
Yeah.
So she bought, you know that banana yellow they had?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. Had it maybe a month. Thing was stolen. Yeah. So then they got a white one with a tan, the saddle interior. No one stole it. It was beautiful.
yeah.
Oh, I love that car.
No,
Okay, so I want to buy it
if you're
from you.
interested, let me know.
Don't talk to him, talk to me.
Thanks for coming, Lee.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Lee. GM guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
He had the beautifully restored 66 Chevy here last year.
Oh, yeah, that was a nice car. Thank you, Dave. Once again, this guy. How long have you been at GM, Dave? How many years now?
Be 37 and a half.
37 and a half. That's why he worked on that car.
That's right.
What is that? So that's a 79 when that came out?
1979. That one looks like about an 82, though, 83.
But 79, so you were working on it in 78, 75, something like that?
Yes. Actually, I was a suspension engineer in that time frame, all the way from 1985 through 84 through 92. I was in the chassis.
Okay, I want to point something out here. He worked on that, which was a huge shift for Cadillac, but he also worked on the most recent CTS-V, which I lapped Road America last year at 150 miles an hour.
Greatest car ever made.
Yes.
Yeah, we did some of that together.
We did.
Yeah,
we
that was
did.
fun.
See, Dave Leone, man. Okay, we got to check this car out. And here's a British aficionado right here. Sir, come in. Last year, you brought something very special.
Had a Stag, yeah.
Okay, we have a ridiculous affiliation for Stag. I love me Stags.
Yeah.
But how many Stags have you owned?
6. And the only one that was dependable.
Did they make 6?
The only one that was dependable is the one that with a different engine in it. I
Yeah.
put a TR6 engine in it. But Bob's not the only nut who brings things over from Europe that you can't get here.
Yeah.
It's like if you can't have it here, it means I want it
But
more.
you're
so.
like his nephew, where you just rescue Stags for a living or something
Well,
like that.
you know, once you get invested in a car's technology and you know how it's
Yeah.
put together and you know where the parts are, then you see somebody with a distressed one that you could pick up and fix maybe.
Okay, now we got to show them something.
Yeah.
Because this isn't just one you picked up locally.
No, I bought it on the Isle of Man and had it imported.
So this is the right hook.
Yeah.
How long have you had this one?
This came in. This is August. Maybe about 5 months.
Oh, so this is relatively new for
Yeah.
you. But I'm assuming this is not your first one.
Actually, I owned the American version of this back in the early '90s.
Wow.
It was a terrible car. When they
So you decided to buy another one.
Well, with the steering wheel on the wrong side.
Yeah. Well, when they federalized this,
Terrible, just harder to drive.
Bob will tell you that when a car gets federalized,
Yeah,
or at least
yeah,
back
yeah.
in, then it grows ugly bumpers and
Yeah.
it gets all sorts of crap under the hood that doesn't work.
Ugly headlamps.
Yeah.
Come
so
around
this is-
here and look at some of this stuff. So this is what is it, a 4 or 5 speed in these
It's
cars?
a 5-speed.
5-speed.
Yep. But you don't buy these cars for reliability or
No.
dependability. You buy them because you like what the designers did.
Exactly.
It's all about the design and style for me. So I look at
And
that
look
big
at how
long,
well has this really stayed fresh.
Well, I think that 5-door hatchbacks are underappreciated, but they're a very useful design. And
Yeah.
I like the car because if you look at that dash, to me that's like a really cool piece of 80s
It's
design.
stunning.
Like I think there's some Camaros from the early 90s that have that really long kind of square dash.
Oh yeah,
And that was like nobody liked it when they came out,
Yeah.
but now when you look back on it, that's really cool because
Exactly.
nobody's doing anything like that.
But this is like your Lancia, where you look at the Lancia, it's definitely dated as an 80s design, but it still holds up. Where this, like these rocker switches, they actually hold up. They look good.
They're not styled. They are designed. They're
Yeah.
very efficient.
See, what Bob does is he creates art. Instead of going on a page, it goes on the road, and that changes.
Is he your PR guy? Because last I checked, he was a journalist.
See, so I don't appreciate the kind of art that hangs on your wall. I like the kind of art that Bob creates. And
Well,
so,
you and I are agreement on
So
this.
that's
yeah.
why reliability and dependability, it doesn't really factor in.
Yeah.
Because you don't drive this every day. It's all about the looks.
How does
Yeah.
it make you feel?
Yeah, how it makes you feel.
Do you still have the Stag?
I do.
Okay.
For about another month, it's going to go live in Missouri for the rest of its life.
Okay.
I sold it, but
I'm serious about getting me a Stag.
yeah, if you
'Cause I want a
get
Stag.
one, and I'll be happy to look at it for you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
Sure.
This is awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, and Richard's wife is here as well. I don't know where she is. Okay, we just had Frank. Didn't we have Frank for this? Frank Marcus. Frank Marcus. Come over here, Frank Marcus. So we go from one journalist to the next. Come over here, Frank Marcus.
Alrighty.
Okay, you like odd cars, don't you?
I do. The weirder the better.
Yeah, so we're going to see you now, and we're going to show you another even more weird car. You
Yeah.
brought 2 cars. What is this?
This is my Sunbeam Alpine. I started my career at Chrysler in 1985.
I didn't know that. about
Yes,
you.
and to park in the closed parking lot, you had to have a Chrysler product. This was built by Chrysler Europe.
Group, yeah.
It has a little Chrysler rust indicator down on the right front fender.
Wait a minute. And then did you put the Powered by Fiat on it?
I did. The previous owner was
Phil, come and look at this.
was an engine swap buff, and he put in this 124 twin cam motor in it. So very unlike what a Sunbeam Alpine would ordinarily have. It would have like a tractor motor, an overhead valve thing.
Actually looks good in there.
It
looks
does
very
look good
nice.
in there.
People are like, is that a tiny V8? How,
like
how small
almost-
is this Tiger?
Yes,
You know?
it is.
Yeah,
tiny
much like you
V8.
don't need a 260 V8 in there.
Right.
Yeah.
And he said there was 120 horsepower at the rear wheels, which
Yeah.
I think if you could find a 260 Tiger that hadn't been souped up, this would probably give it a run for its money. No
kidding.
Yeah.
Now, how long have you owned this one?
Since like 80s. Yeah,
no
I've had it
kidding.
forever. Yeah. It's in the permanent
I
collection.
need to drink what he's drinking because I got to look like that when I get that old.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Okay, this is beautiful. We officially like this car.
Thank you very much.
I love the some of the historic or sympathetic restoration you've done with the Chrysler product on there.
That's a bug guard spray
Yeah.
that I put on there, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna let you go, but we're gonna see
All
you.
right, I'll
Don't tell them
touch
what it is
base.
yet. Okay, now I want to see the Jeep section. Let's see the Jeep.
So Jeep has a new product.
It's a new product,
It's
really.
a little sleeker than they're used to, but it is.
They
And this
front-
one's not all-wheel drive, but you know it's a Jeep because it says Moab
On the back of a Jeep.
Yeah, well.
Wow, that is the sleekest Jeep I have ever seen
You know,
in my
Jeep,
life.
Jeep has lost their design mojo. They're starting
must
to
be the guy
copy-
running
Yeah,
design
they're starting to copy like other brands that are.
We peaked at the 03 Liberty.
Wait a minute. I know somebody who worked at that.
Okay, who is this?
Mark Allen.
Mark Allen was on the show sorta last year.
His truck was on
Probably
the
in
show.
the background.
Yeah. Now, I swear to God, that's the prettiest Jeep I've ever seen in my life.
Well,
Yeah.
just don't tell anybody.
So I'm shoveling White Castle in my face, and I say, "Oh, look, another 911 turns up." I'm like, "That."
Bob loves German cars.
Oh,
so I
yes,
thought-
we
We've
found
talked
out.
about
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
It's about time you came over to our side. I'm sure Ralph will love to hear about this.
Don't tell him.
I'm not
Hey,
gonna
he's
do-
got one.
Actually, he
He's
had
got
one. He sold it to get that Alpha for his wife.
yeah.
Well, actually, it was Doris's car,
Yeah.
and then now she drives the Alpha.
Yeah.
So what is this? When did you get this?
I just actually got it really recently, in the last couple of weeks. Went down to Ohio and bought it.
I can see the Ohio plate on there.
Yeah, it's got an Ohio plate. Just always wanted one. and
Yeah?
It's like, what designer doesn't like a 911, right?
Okay, not true story.
Don't
True story. Let
Oh,
me
except
tell you
the
a true
one,
story.
the one guy.
Let me tell you, every time I meet a lot of people in the industry, whether they're at Lotus, now Jeep, or the head of Chrysler or FCA Design, whatever it is, the one car everyone has.
Yeah.
Bingo. Even
Except for him.
the chief engineer of Lotus. That's saying a lot.
That's why I don't do it. It's too common.
It's too common. Okay.
It's like the Prius.
Okay.
It's like the Prius of sports.
Oh, please. Let's walk around it. Now, you put wheels on this. What are the wheels on? Wow, look at how nice the interior is on this thing.
Wheel on it, yeah.
What year is this?
8.
And it's pretty high spec. It's got full leather interior.
1908.
1908.
Yeah, it's steam powered.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me educate you. You got to listen.
It's
Look
a
at-
997,
It's
right?
full. It's got full leather, sports seats. It's the manual, which was difficult. Most people got Tiptronics this year.
telling me this?
Because you should know good stuff. It's got the factory navigation, which
Doesn't
costs
have
as
it.
much as one of your Alphas.
Doesn't have a transfer case though. Doesn't have low range.
Oh, and then you put wheels on this thing,
Yeah.
or did you put them, or did the guy
Call them rims.
rims?
With a Z. Yeah. No.
Oh, that's pretty.
Just had to have one.
Okay, next year we're gonna have to see yours.
I actually like it better than the 991 because the 991's bigger.
It is a much bigger car.
And it's
Yeah.
a little even softer to me. This
It's a
car,
GT.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This
the
car's a
Cayman
little
is-
bit
The
more-
991, the biggest thing they did there is they made it a little longer and they put the engine an inch further in, so there's a little bit better balance in that
I mean,
car.
I'm sure that it's probably a
Just a
better
bigger
car
car.
to drive.
It is a little
These-
bit
These look better.
Okay.
And I like it better than the 996. because I
Okay,
didn't
so
like the shape of
so
that
you
much.
heard it here.
He likes
He's
it on his
coming over.
lawn.
No, I want a
Yeah.
Singer 911 is what I want.
Yeah, well, you got to sell your house to buy
Because
that.
I'm a big Catherine wheel fan.
Okay, now we're gonna go to the opposite. Thank you,
Thanks,
Mark
Mark.
Allen. Mark Allen,
Thank you.
head of Jeep Design. We love this guy. Good man.
Jeep, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Did you sell that Jeep?
No.
Good.
Never
You still
sell
have
that
the
one.
Jeep.
I don't sell stuff.
Okay. Now, totally opposite.
But another Mark.
Another Mark.
Okay. So you remember this man last year. This was not what he brought. What did you bring
I
last
had
year?
a 59 Impala last year.
Did you have a 59 Impala last year?
I had a 59
He did. You
Impala
just
here.
didn't put it on camera.
You didn't put it on camera. We were
No, I
talking
put
about
the Lincoln on.
Continental,
Yeah, but it
and
wasn't his Lincoln.
It wasn't my Lincoln.
Why were we talking to you about the
Because
I
he
don't know, you
knows
just-
all about it.
You talked to me about
I
it.
guess I talked too much.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
tell me
well,
about this.
Well, this is a 1961 Oldsmobile F85, and it's a car that most people really have never seen before.
I will admit, when you rolled in, I had never seen this
I
car.
had never seen one in person. I remember as a kid, we used to vacation in Switzerland. They actually sold these in Europe. They were small enough
sold
for
them?
Europe, and they were assembled in Switzerland. And I remember as a kid, they were on used car lots in the 70s.
No kidding.
You know, I'm not joking.
Did they sell these with the multi-valve 6 that they put in the GTOs in Europe? No, they didn't. Not
no.
big enough.
This one has the 215 aluminum V8 that later on went to Rover because
Yeah.
GM got rid of it.
The Buick.
We wanted it back in the 70s after the oil crunch.
Yeah.
They wouldn't sell it back to us. But it went on and did some happy service at Range Rover. Probably the only thing that worked on those damn cars. So, and this one is an all-original car I found in Ohio. It was on an eBay auction that didn't sell, and the seller then sold it to me for a cash offer I made him. And it's been a really, really sweet little thing.
And
I
how long have
totally
you had
love it.
this car?
About a year. I bought it Labor Day weekend last year. About 11 months.
So just in time for the party here.
Just in time for the party.
Okay.
All the good cars come out of Ohio. The
I can
230 SL,
Yeah.
Mark's 911.
And, this
And your
car has
dad's
more
cars.
styling
And my
per
dad's
square
Okay.
inch than anything.
It's incredible, the style on this
And
car.
it's very, very contemporary again because we have cars now again that throw shadows on themselves.
Yeah.
The body side section. We didn't have that for the longest time. Well, GM
And you
did
had
that
it
55
in
years
an
ago.
Oldsmobile back then.
I've never heard it described that way. Bodies thrown.
Okay, I was
shadow.
going to say I don't see Oldsmobile anywhere on the car, but actually there is Oldsmobile on the back.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Oh, let's
for it.
see where it says Oldsmobile.
If you're reading impaired, you have a giant set of block letters that makes the grill.
Oh my God.
And this car has a very ingenious method of cost saving. There is no grill here. It's negative space with the letters floating, and you're looking at the radiator.
Isn't that cool?
But
Oh
it's a
my
totally
God,
cool
look at
effect.
this. Yeah, look right into the radiator.
It stops right at the letters.
That is a hell of a
And
design
look
trick.
Look at the sharpness of the creases, the stamping. VW all proud of
Yeah.
it, the SOTs and all that stuff. Look at the tightness of the radius
Okay.
on the side of this.
Okay, now we're going to shift gears. I want to show them an updated version of this kind of creases. Thank you, sir. Always a pleasure.
Thanks, Mark.
Hopefully something new next year.
Well, I'm working on it.
Okay, bis später.
It'll be something old that's new, though.
Tschüss. Okay, over here, well, of course, another Trans Am. Well, it doesn't have the fire chicken on the hood.
77.
Whose is
78.
this?
It's my neighbor's car.
Oh, you finally invite your neighbors. It's very
Yeah.
kind of you.
Ah, you know, he let me park cars in his yard. So.
Then we got a Buick Riviera over here, okay? And then we're gonna get back to Frank, wherever Frank is. Is Frank here? Maybe we might come back to Frank. Frank is not here. Well, remember the man with the Sunbeam over there, the Alpine? This is the other car he has, also a Chrysler product. Town and Country.
All original.
Oh my God, it is all original.
Look at the wood.
I didn't think this thing could even stay in
Don't look too
existence.
close at the wood. It's kind of coming apart there.
Okay, now how long have you owned this?
I picked this up on Memorial Day weekend, actually.
Just recently?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's sit in the seat. It's the pillowiest,
Oh.
cushiest seat I think I've ever seen.
I'm gonna. It's a bucket seat package.
Kinda, yeah. You had to.
Oh my
differentiate it
God.
between The Aries and the Reliant, you know.
Look at this. The recline is. It says recline on the recline.
Craziest ergonomics.
Look at this. Oh my God. If you could find a better car, buy it.
It's like in planes, trains, and automobiles when they were driving.
Look at this thing. It's got the six-way seat. Okay, this was
Ate
not
up the
designed.
features.
This was not designed. So
And
now
you know
why
what?
did you buy this?
You know, we're using it as a daily driver, actually. We had my other half was only driving like
Yeah.
1,000, 2,000 miles a year. And we're like, why not put it on a recent classic that won't depreciate instead of a new car that's depreciating?
Actually, that's a very smart idea.
You know, I invite people who have not humor, they have automotive wit. Every car here has creativity.
But it's not just
Clever.
automotive wit. I'd like to point out this is financial acumen.
Well, that's the boring part.
Well, see, and now we're going to try and turn that into some more acumen because now that I've seen how nice it is, I'm
Yeah.
not going to let him drive it in the winter.
Smart.
So I got to find
it might not be here next
something that I can turn a profit on over like 3 or 4 months.
Now, don't you own another car?
I own the Sunbeam.
No, I know the Sunbeam. There's another car you own, isn't there?
No, I sold it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm not even going to tell you
Yeah,
what
we
it
turned
was.
that into property on Lake Huron, actually.
Yeah, let's just say it was.
It was Italian. It would have
It
fit
was
in very
beautiful.
nice there,
Yeah,
Frank.
yeah, you should have invited me before I sold it.
That was a stunning car, man.
It was
and you
beautiful.
bought it when it was worthless.
Yeah, for cheap. It was, when it was
Can we
worth
tell
like
the
this.
audience what it was?
A Maserati Ghibli.
When it was this value.
67.
Yeah, a real
Yeah.
Ghibli, not the one you get now.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we know this, goodbye. We're done with it. Okay, now I want to show them what I brought. Okay, look what I brought. I brought a 2006, is it 16 or 17?
16.
It's a 2016 Cadillac CT6 Platinum with a twin turbo engine. Now, I'd like to point out that I came up with this idea first, but someone decided to copy me. Eric Clow.
There he is.
Eric Clow. Come here, Eric Clow. Okay, now normally we like designers because they have foresight. They come up with original ideas. But you did not tonight. I am the one that came up with the idea to bring the black CT6.
Sad but true.
Sad but true.
So you have the Wonder Twins here.
Well, not really,
Interior,
because
exterior.
he has.
right.
Actually, it's true. This man did the exterior of this car, and this man did the interior. Oh, you've met him before. He did the interior of the Escalade, the CTS, and the CT6. Pretty much everything Cadillac. But you still copy me on what to bring to the party.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
you borrow from the best, right?
I like this guy. That was the right answer. Okay. Okay. Eric, it's always good seeing you.
Yeah, good
Thank you
seeing
for
you
coming
too.
out. And I want to
Yeah.
point out, I have the better engine.
I
have
know
a
you
turbo
do.
engine.
When I turned in, yeah, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
turbo. It's the one thing mine does not have. Mine
Yes.
is platinum, but it's not the twin.
And last year, you brought another special car. What car did you bring last year?
What did I bring last year?
We know. You
Yeah,
brought a
CTSV.
black.
Black one.
Black
Yours is
CTSV.
So
black,
you
mine
like
was
black
white.
cars. And actually, when we saw him last, when we talked cars, it was a black Escalade I saw you down in South Carolina with.
That's right.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so we are going to press on.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Always a
Great
pleasure.
seeing you.
Derek.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to walk this way. We're not going to show him this because we
No,
showed him that last year.
fine,
We're not going to
that's
show him
fine.
this 'cause
No.
last year.
Brian
Also,
Smith saw
no,
that last year.
no, we
done
saw
with
it. We're done with it. We don't need to see that. What we need to see here is actually, I'd say the car, but we need to see the special guest of honor, Ray. Ray, come on, Ray.
Wait, no. His face.
Well, my granddaughter's here.
Well, we're talking. We want to meet you. Everybody wants to meet you. Well, granddaughter takes precedence over you guys. So we know this is the great Bob Boniface, but there would be no great Bob Boniface without Ray Boniface. Ray, welcome.
What's this all about?
It's about you.
Ah.
Well, introduce your brothers.
Oh, oldest brother Ray.
Oldest brother Ray.
Ray Boniface.
So Ray, father.
Second oldest brother Tom. Looks a lot like
Yeah,
me.
can you
Little
see
bit
the
taller.
resemblance here? Okay, now we need to know what kind of cars do you drive? Admit it.
Got an E30 BMW, that's a race car.
Yeah.
Driving a Mazda 3 daily driver.
Good choice. I like Mazda 3s.
Working on a Porsche 911.
Fiat Dino.
So I just want to...
Fiat Dino,
you didn't tell me that
Alpha
part.
GTV 74, had a GTV6, had a Milano, had a Giulia Sprint GT, had a GTV6.
Okay, we get the point.
Had an Alfetta.
Okay, but notice, unlike other, let me show him this, unlike other Bonifaces, he's very much into German cars. Auto, Motor und Sport. Got that there. And then, sir, you actually drove a car which we already saw on camera. What car did you bring here tonight?
Oh, the Volkswagen Golf R.
Golf R.
2015.
And you have anything cool at home that's
I
older?
have a couple of Alphas and 88 Milano that I've had since new, and a
Yeah.
65 GT Junior.
So the Alpha stuff, the bug wore off on you as well.
Yeah, it's in the
Okay.
blood.
Now, Ray brought a car. What car did you bring, Ray?
A Lancia B24 Lancia.
How long have you owned this car?
It's bought in 1976.
Oh my God. So you've owned this car for 40 years?
Yes, we love the car. It's the probably my favorite car of all the cars I've had.
Yeah.
I followed Lancia since the late 40s in Italy, and I still think they were a forward automobile. In fact, the English, and in a questioning of some of the designers and engineers, they were asked, what is the most important innovative car following World War II? And the Aurelia was picked as number one.
Wow.
The V6 transaxle DD on rear end, inboard disc brakes.
And it was the first V6?
First V6.
And it was a narrow angle, wasn't it?
Narrow and a 60 degree, yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's a joy.
And
I don't drive it much, but it's a joy to drive.
I think you should tell these guys, when these guys were this big, and they were young, and you were just starting out, what was your daily driver when you were in Ohio? Or you were still in Ohio, but when you had young kids, what were you driving every day?
Too many cars. I can't tell you really what they really were.
You bought it from Max Hoffman
Ford
in New York.
station wagons with the family.
What'd you buy from Max Hoffman?
What'd you buy from Max Hoffman?
Max Hoffman.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I bought three cars from him. I bought a 55 Alfa Romeo. I bought a 58 Alfa Romeo, the first one that came in the country. And I bought a 65 first Giulia came in.
So imagine if you're waiting for your doctor to make a house call, he turns up in a 65 Alpha convertible in the dead of winter.
57.
57. That was like a spaceship that turned up in your time.
Spaceship that had a hard time starting in winter.
I can give you an interesting story. When I bought the 65 Alpha from Hoffman, they were closing the show. There were 3 Ferraris for sale, and they were pointing to one another. They were $13,000 each. As I was leaving, one of the salesmen said to me, "You can buy those 3 275s for $37,000."
3 of them.
3 of them. Yeah. Just give you an
I don't
idea.
know whether whether the 2-cam or 4-cam.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that the Ferraris at that time, but they were like this. And then he let me, as a gift, he let me sit in a 58 Alfetta that Fangio won the season racing. And when I sat in it, it was like sitting in a garbage can with the big wheel was about my left shoulder.
Yeah.
And to think that was a 159.
Yeah.
To think that would go 190 mile an hour.
Yeah.
It was, to me, it was quite a gift.
Well, the gift would be buying 3 of them for $37,000.
Oh,
they're worth what?
that-
$1.5 million each now.
At least, maybe more.
Yeah.
But that would all be all new.
Okay, now speaking of value, behind you, who are the people that are behind you right now, Bob? Yeah.
Wow.
More Bonifaces as far as the eye can see.
Well, nephews and son. Okay, so these are the
grandchildren of Raymond here. Some of the grandchildren. Every one of them are car freaks. Yeah, every one of them pretty
and
much.
who is the one? Who's the one that rescues all the Alfa Romeos?
That'd be the fellow
That'd be
over
him
on the
right over
right.
there. So here's the one. He turned up with another Alfa this year.
I did.
Yeah. Now, where did you learn all of this from? This Alfa stuff?
Yes.
From them?
Actually, I'm older than all of them, but
Yeah.
these guys set an example. In fact, there's a photo in there from Summit Point in 1993.
Yeah.
And all the Alphas are still in the family except one.
Yeah.
And so needless to say, it started at a very young age.
Apparently.
Yeah.
But what happened to him? Because he turned up in a Saab tonight.
Yeah, what do they call it? The Saab.
Two Saabs.
Saab.
Oh, Sabaru.
Sabaru, yeah.
So we got a Sabaru over here, and then we've got an Opel Vectra over here. Yeah.
Well, the one of Verde and the GT Junior at home.
Okay.
Ohio, yeah.
Ray, I have to say thank you for all this.
my.
You're the one that really started all
my.
of this. Oh my! You're like, I didn't take responsibility for it.
Quite a blessing.
This is.
They're all, when they were small, we referred to them as all capolavori, which means in Italian, all works of art. All these children, when they were small. And they still are works of art.
I think with that, I mean, there's nothing more I can say there. You
Yeah,
can't top
all
that.
works of art.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Boniface.
Oh my.